What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of An American Pickle, the newest film from director Brandon Trost. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. If you like this video, cool, hit that like button and comment below on any video you watch, including this one. So An American Pickle, which is based off the short story from Simon Rich, is basically tells the story of Herschel Greenbaum, who is of course played by Seth Rogen. He is your typical Jewish, individual who, ends up having a wife who's played by Sarah Snook, who plays Sarah Greenbaum, and they are having problems in their home country with some, vandalists and stuff like that. So he moves to America to have a better life. He's getting ready to have a kid. Unfortunately, he beats rats over in a pickle factory instead of, working at the pickle factory. And he ends up falling in the brine of the pickle factory, where the pickles are being made. And because the pickle factory is closed, he is like solidified for 100 years in this pickle brine and then wakes up in modern day America. And so in the process, he meets his great great grandson, Ben Greenbaum, who's played by Seth Rogen. And it becomes a movie about old culture, old world history versus new culture, new world history. And that seems like an interesting story. It seems like it could be a fun story, entertaining story, maybe learn a little bit about, Jewish culture and stuff like that. Maybe just have a little bit of fun with the old ideas versus new ideas. But this movie is, you can tell, is a first effort for HBO Max. A lot of times when you get into these streaming services, they always have these first few films that are never really that great. They don't really do anything for you, and this is no different. This is directed, like I said, by Brandon Trost, who's a well-known cinematographer. It's written by Simon Rich, who is he's worked in SNL and he worked on Inside Out. So you expect this movie to have some kind of validity, some kind of entertainment movement forward in its product. But it's just about mean-spirited people. And throughout this entire movie, it turns into like a Looney Tunes style effort while also trying to be a family drama. And it's just really kind of a strange movie. It doesn't make a lot of sense a lot of times. There are points in this movie where, the Herschel character is trying to do things to help out the Ben character, but he ends up getting Ben's trying to create an app called Boop and it doesn't really successfully work, and then Ben loses everything with that. Herschel ends up creating like this very popular pickle brine stuff, and it just becomes a mess of a movie because the way these two characters start fighting with one another, it turns into like a revenge tale. And I'm like, you guys are just not, you're just all over the place with your storytelling. You don't know what you want, you don't know how you want to progress with this movie, and it just becomes a very, very just like angry type of movie to watch because it's only 89 minutes, but yet it feels so disconnected and so just like disillusioned with what it's trying to do that you just become like bored by it. It really is a boring movie, to be fairly honest. And then when it tries to go deep with its messages, when it tries to, hit you very at the end with like the feels and stuff like that, it doesn't feel earned. There are points in this movie where when Herschel says some stuff on Twitter, which it gets into a toxic culture of Twitter or YouTube or social media, it becomes like a level of hate versus good versus hate versus good. And I'm like, if you're going to go into the Twitter culture stuff, at least try to make it not hitting you in the head with a hammer. It just, I don't know. This movie is very, very frustrating. It really is. It's not funny at all. I didn't have any moment of enjoyment in this movie at all. I like Seth Rogen a lot. He's known for his outlandish, crazy humor, and I have no problem with actors going serious routes. It's the world we live in. That's what they should do. They should expand what they're good at as an actor. But unlike Punch Drunk Love and Truman Show, this movie just doesn't work. It doesn't feel like a whole cohesive movie, and the other characters in this movie are just feel like afterthoughts. There's two guys in this movie that basically make Herschel kind of successful, and they just feel like two actors that got put in there. One of them is Kalen, who's the famous food critic guy, and it was like you're not focused on anything. You're focused on this, and then you try to go to this, and there's not a cohesive whole. And I keep saying cohesive whole because in order to tell a story, you got to have cohesive nature of what you're trying to say. Now, it doesn't mean that Seth Rogen is bad in this movie. It doesn't mean the actors are bad. It just means that they're in a movie that doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like a movie. It just feels like a bunch of weird trying to go for broke jokes or weird trying to go for broke family drama moments that just doesn't succeed. So, but I do like the movie's look. It has a great look, especially in the beginning when they're using like the, you know, what I think is like a fisheye lens or something like that, where it's all kind of out of focus on the sides and kind of focus in the middle, which is like a really cool like old style aesthetic. But other than that, I mean, the music's all right. Everything else is just meh. So, but that's it. That's my take on American Pickle. Like I said, you might like it. I don't know. I just feel like it's an awful type of movie to kind of go back and watch with your family. So that's it. That's my take on American Pickle. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this movie. Did you like it? Did you not like it? If you did like it, tell me why. Well, also, if you like this channel, hit that subscribe button, which is Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. And if you like this video, cool. Hit that like button. If you dislike it, it is what it is. But otherwise, we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.